Car Sound, you're in the right place. I'm Mr. Car Sounds and I can mimic any car engine with my voice. Check this out in this week's Summit contest.
Complete this playlist. Invites you off the beaten track for its wildest experience, the Off-Roading Series, a rugged championship that'll see you through jaw-dropping remote locations. This is what the MOTORFEST series is all about, beating professional drivers on their own turf. Racing across a variety of terrains, you'll also get the chance to try out a bunch of off-road vehicles. With its own professionals. This time, you'll meet Piers, a British off-road specialist invited by the MOTORFEST to help guide you through Hawaii's complex terrain. There isn't a place in the world that Piers hasn't visited. As well as being an outstanding mechanic, he knows all about off-road environments. at your side, you'll never get bored. He's extremely skillful, enthusiastic, and just a little unpredictable. The promise of adventure in the air? I can't, of course. I'm an AI, but I bet you do. Off-Roading Addict, a series championship by MOTORFEST. What is next in line? The first step, a quad race. Perfect to get you into the swing of things. word from Pierce so far, but he'll get there. Told you, unpredictable. MOTORFEST invites you to rendezvous at Peacock Flats, your first taste of true freedom on the island. What's this countryside more than a good old-fashioned pickup? These typically American cars, originally designed as work vehicles, have grown in power, modernity and style, but still maintain their true essence, off-roading. Here you will be driving a Toyota Tacoma. A very popular truck here in Hawaii. Expanse. But don't forget that the championship is also starting, and those first points count. Hopefully Pierce will show up on time for the second race. So, ready for the second step?
Can you hear me? Sorry I'm late. Bloody traffic jam. Don't worry, I'm on my way. Where was that path again? Let me check my map. Oh, right, there you are. I'm coming. Oh, sorry, where are my manners? I'm Pierce. They call me the off-road specialist, but simply off-roader will do. Pleased to meet you, my friend. I'm going to do my best to share my knowledge and scout the field ahead, so you can avoid any nasty surprises. Lesson 1. Always know your environment. What's that? Okay, hold on tight. You're gonna love this. Now that's what I call a bloody landing, my friend. Whoa! So, a Toyota Tacoma. Great choice. A bit modern for my taste, but Japanese trucks are more than reliable. This descent is going to be shaky. You'll need to keep your speed up if you want your suspension to hold. A beach full of wrecks! Glorious! What a ride! I couldn't have imagined a better first meeting.
Our next event is a few kilometers away. Feel free to follow the shore for a while. When it comes to off-roading, there are a surprising number of viable vehicles. You might think that only a sturdy, high-up four-wheel drive could do the job, but there are actually way more options. ride the quads and modern dirt track cars. Now it's time to go with a more compact and versatile option, the motorbike. Our choice, the BMW R1200 GS. Bikes allow for an entirely different style of driving, so we're able to put you out on a very special route. Certified daredevils only. Trust me, you're not ready for this.
Okay, I'm right above you. Let's do this. You're biking this time. Not quite the same experience, but I can tell from up here, you're gonna have a lot of fun. Wow, nice! And it gets better. Wait for it. And here it comes. Whoa! Oh my days, that was insane! You guys are even crazier than I am. Shall we have another go? Obviously that's the plan, but we have to climb back up the mountain first. That is an awesome bike you got there. A BMW R1200 GS, if I'm not mistaken. One of the most reliable and best-selling motorcycles ever. Back on top. It's time to give it your all, my friend. Full speed. Oh, God! Hold on to your clutch! Touchdown!
Breath. Where I'm taking you, oxygen is scarce. You're literally about to burn the rubber off your tires. And that's not all. Okay, no more teasing. We're talking SSV race in high altitude. a mad ride.
An SSV race on top of a volcano? Damn! I'm so glad I signed up for this. I'll fly around and get better visibility on the track. This soil is extremely hard, dry and rocky, a real car breaker. Luckily, the shock absorbers you've got on that thing are made for this kind of turf. Jump after the cave. This trail is beyond crazy. MOTORFEST really went all out with this experience. Epic first lap. One more to go. These little buggers skid on every turn. It's like a buggy, but with bigger brakes and more comfort. I need one. Keep left, my friend. The finish line is coming up. Fire! Machine. I wonder if the MOTORFEST would be willing to give some of these babies away.
Will continue with the traditional off-road discipline, the cross-country rally. Try not to blush. You'll be up against some real stars. The Porsche 959 Raid, the Volkswagen Touareg, or even the Mini Countryman. A whole bunch of vehicles with victories on the biggest rallies in the world.
Go again. Same deal. I'll check the way from up here and give you a heads up when the rough patches are coming. Let me be the Chewie to your Han. A rally raid. The MOTORFEST sure knows how to seduce me with adventure. And a river runs through it. You've got to cross the river again. Watch out for the current. There's no rescue winch in this chopper. This Defender is like an old-fashioned rugby player. 400 horsepower under a 70-year-old bonnet. That's how we make them in the UK. Change of course, port side. I've done races in South Africa almost as exciting as this one. They were actually quite similar, except they had walking giraffes instead of floating goats. On your right, after the bridge. Expect a little surprise after this jump. They've pulled out all the stops for you. Go cross that line.
let's keep moving. The next race takes us on an expedition to explore the east of the island. Meadows, mountains, dirt roads and beaches. A program at the crossroads of off-roading. To accompany you in such a race, a famous lady with more experience than any other car, especially prepped for the occasion. The 1967 Volkswagen Beetle Rally Raid version. Even today, the Beetle still competes in the world's top rallies due to its iconic status and timeless look. Prove this bug isn't just for show, that it can handle its own against the toughest contenders.
Doing in the sky. Get out of the way, you big... Whew, close call. Great! New terrain. That's part of the beauty of this island. Its incredible diversity of topography. Get ready ready to turn left on the hill. Amazing! This valley is simply gorgeous. It reminds me of when I crossed the Atacama Desert back in my own old Beetle. I got lost for 4 days, but eventually made it, all thanks to the old bugger. A beautiful love story. Until the engine broke down and I exchanged it for a donkey. Uh-oh, this is going to be tough. Oh, it's okay, don't mind me, just keep your foot down. Can you see the ocean, my friend? That is where we're going. Straight on.
No shame in trying again.
Okay, you're almost there. I can see the finish line from up here. Well done! That Beetle's still got it.
If you're in the mood for a little jungle tour. Grab your backpack and try not to get lost. As beautiful as it might be, I'm in no mood for spending a night among the local fauna.
doing, compadre? I see you've embarked on a 4x4 race through the jungle. That's bold. Call me Captain Obvious, but watch out for the trees. No sandy deserts in Hawaii, just beaches everywhere. Make the most of it. The wet sand is perfect for going at high speed. You're vanishing into the canopy. Even my eagle eyes can't follow you. I'll catch up with you when you come out of the rainforest. Everything okay down there? Still alive? Got you, my friend. Welcome back. How did you like that little jungle cruise? Wow. Okay, listen up. During the next few seconds, no matter what happens, do not close your eyes. You'll soon be out of sight again. If you end up in the mud, don't panic. The Rubicon's traction and huge 33-inch tires are the best safety insurance you can get. See you at the finish line. Race was mental. You must be knackered.
has reached its final act. One last race, one final shot of adrenaline to finish this off-roading experience on top of the podium. I think it's safe to say that riding atop the Waimea Valley will be the true high point of this series. Paths are somewhat narrow for large machines. We'll give you a more suitable vehicle, a motocross bike. The Kawasaki KX450F, to be specific. A bike that truly lives up to its reputation. Your opponent for this trial? The clock. You heard me. We're going for a good old time attack. Enough to make it on your own.
Bloody hell! How did you get up here? Even my chopper is having a heart attack. So what beast did they get you for this trail? Let me see. Looks like a swift, maneuverable motorcycle, signature lime green. Say no more. This has got to be the one and only KX450. All right then. Ride, climb, fly. Anything's possible with this ride. What a sight. I've seen a fair share of them, but this landscape is going to be etched in my memory forever. You couldn't be more on the edge. Last time I saw something like this was in Bolivia. The Yungas Road, or the Death Road, they called it. I can't can't get enough of this view. The landscapes of this island are really breathtaking. Then brace for the slope. It's a steep, narrow and technical one. Be extra careful. Whoa! Do not miss that bridge down there. Huge right turn. And back to civilization. Awe-inspiring adventure, my friend. It was brilliant. I've got to go now, but I look forward to doing this again.
You haven't claimed your reward for this playlist. Playlist cleared and ready for takeoff, driver. A playlist... is available, driver. driver. It's all over the island. Posters, radio commercials. Actually, I've got one of them right here. Listen to this.
The fastest wave is coming! The NASCAR MOTORFEST Tour is here in Hawaii. A tournament that brings together the best drivers of the moment, as well as those aspiring to be the NASCAR stars of tomorrow. It's a competition with everything. Speed, crashes, grilled sausages in the parking lot, and a whole lot more crashes. You cannot miss the motorsport event of the year. Did I mention there'll be crashes? Well, there will. This advertisement is sponsored by OG Juice, the sweet drink for real OGs.
NASCAR? Wow, that's something. And as you heard, aspiring drivers from MOTORFEST can participate in the competition. I looked into it, and you can enter the tournament by going through a qualifying race. One of them is scheduled very soon. Now that you own a real NASCAR car, you might want to try your luck. But I should warn you, NASCAR racing is very demanding, and some races can be a little... how should I put it? Intense. It's not uncommon to see cars crash into walls at 180 miles per hour, or roll over 100 meters before their drivers lose consciousness. But other than that, it's great fun. So if you're up for it, head to the Kaualave Speedway.
To our coverage of NASCAR here at the Kaualave Speedway, the very first race of what promises to be an epic MOTORFEST tour.
Oh, it looks like the race is going to end here. That's terrible.
Oh, wow! Unbelievable! This is it!
Hard all the way. Let's go, let's go.
Oh, yeah!
That's what I call racing. Hey, yeah, fellas.
Look at them! The team is going wild!
NASCAR MOTORFEST Tour, the biggest motorsports event ever hosted by MOTORFEST. It's time for your breakthrough driver. Let's move on to another activity. The race. Starts in a few minutes. So you're racing without a proper team, which is pretty unusual in this sport. But you can count on me, driver. I'm downloading a new program, and in a few minutes, I'll know everything there is to know about NASCAR management and strategy. Here we go.
Well, we're halfway through the race. The pack is still compact. No one seems to be pulling away.
Yes, Bob. The leaders are unable to create space. It's very competitive.
For those joining us behind the screen, this is a qualifier for a real NASCAR tournament that will take place in a few days here in Hawaii, thanks to our partner, MOTORFEST.
These drivers have the opportunity to compete against the best drivers in the country. Do not miss this golden opportunity, my friends.
Wow, some tension down there. That blue Camaro belongs to a certain Jimmy Wolf from Iowa. And it's got to be the most aggressive car on the grid.
Yeah, it looks like he's looking for a collision. That kind of arrogance could well lead this Iowa Jim to victory.
Any driver still has a chance if their pit strategy is right.
You've been heard, my friend. The drivers are getting ready to fix their cars, change their tires, and refuel if necessary.
Some drivers are leaving after a quick pit stop. They'll now have to make up for the time they lost and catch up with the pack.
That's right, but it's a good call at this stage of the race. The grip from these fresh tires should last them until the finish, and fuel shouldn't be a problem. It's a good drafting strategy.
Sean, my friend, let's define what drafting is for our new viewers.
Of course, Bob. When a driver is in line with the car in front of them and close enough, both can generate a speed gain. It's simple science. The car in front blocks the movement of the air, creating a low-pressure zone behind it. The low-pressure air creates a vacuum that pulls the car behind it forward, while reducing the aerodynamic drag of the car in front. This way, both can go 3 to 5 miles an hour faster.
It's like having one race car, but two engines.
Yeah, kinda.
Well, I see a contestant who's favoring bulk strategy over aerodynamic gain.
Right. This Jimmy Wolf is determined. It'll do him good.
pretty well here, driver. Keep up this pace, and statistically, there's a low chance that this race will slip away from us.
How about that, Sean? Looks like that rookie Mustang is well on his way to winning.
I don't know, Bob. I have a feeling Iowa Jim isn't done yet.
Man, oh man, does this driver owe Iowa Jim money or something? It's rare to see young competitors this aggressive. Oh my! Jimmy Wolf sends the Mustang into the wall.
My goodness.
Right before the finish line.
Arrivederci, friend.
Let's take another look at what just happened. Oh, there's no way that wasn't intentional. Unbelievable!
Whoa, what a finish!
Yeah!
That's the harsh reality of this sport. You gotta be a wolf like Jimmy if you want to make it. The game ends here for this rookie.
I'm sorry, driver. My system is capable of analyzing your car data in real time, but the feel of the race, the unpredictability of your opponents, it was just too much for me to process. I now realize for you to succeed without a team and a proper preparation would have taken a miracle. Wait, that's it. That's what you need. A miracle. I mean, not an actual miracle. It's just the nickname of a former NASCAR driver, a certain Roy Miracle Henson. He hasn't been in the business for a long time, but I saw an advert saying he wants to put together a team for the tournament and is currently recruiting drivers. Wait, I'll call him.
Henson speaking.
Mr. Miracle Henson?
That's right, ma'am, but I'd like to make one thing clear. I'm not changing my phone subscription plan, and I don't need a mortgage either.
No, I'm calling about your advert. You're looking for a driver, and I've got one. A rookie, but very promising.
Well, goddammit, why didn't you say so? Has this wheelman of yours ever been in a NASCAR race?
Yes, sir, but it ended in a crash.
Oh, well, I guess that's one less thing to learn. I tell you what, y'all come meet me at my track in Kaliloa, and we'll see what we can do with this rookie of yours.
Very well, sir. Could you forward me your GPS coordinates?
Now, do I strike you as the sort of man to be giving out GPS coordinates? Get yourself a damn map, girl. I'll see you later.
All right. That was a pretty good first contact, I suppose. Let's go find the miracle. must be there. I don't see Mr. Henson, but he can't be far away.
Damn it, can you hear me, pal? I never thought you'd come. What are you made of? Enough time wasted. Let's see how you fare on my track, buddy. But you ain't driving that dang next-gen ultra-what-you-call-it car. Here we ride wild horses. Yep, my good old Thunderbolt. That's what you need. The road to becoming a NASCAR driver is long. Very long. You think you got the stamina? Show me. Miracle may not have sat his butt in a race car for a long while, but I still got a thing or two to teach you. first lesson, we don't crash. Or at least, we try not to. This road is a mess. Picture these obstacles as cars to avoid at a very high speed. I'm not saying that a few bumps ain't welcome. This is NASCAR. But you're not driving a damn tank, so don't take too much damage. Lesson 2, mind your grip or it will drop very fast. You need to work on your trajectory to avoid braking like a madman or running off the road. The third lap soon. How's your fuel looking? Pit is on your left. You best slow down some if you don't want to miss it. Damaged tires and fuel. Keep an eye on these 3 gauges to know when to hit the pit. It's called strategy, buddy. Every NASCAR driver needs a good one. That and a good mutual insurance company. Yep, that comes in handy too. Trajectory, pal. Keep that dang trajectory. Take the tightest turn as close to the inside as possible. This homemade track ain't no speedway, but it's perfect for learning the hard way. I won this plot of land playing poker against some dock workers. Good men, those dock workers, but they do cheat some. Only 3 more laps. You're doing pretty good. But how about you really speed up? Come on, friend. A few more like that, and straight to the pits. Game is all about endurance. Lucky for you, you're driving my Thunderbolt number 61. And she's the best there is. I can't even count the number of 500-mile races she's done in her time. She's old, but ain't no damn chance she'll let you down. Nope. She ain't like these modern so-called sports cars. Most of them ain't worth a damn, you ask me. Must have had one too many last night. Crossing the line, saving fuel, saving tire, you almost impressed me. Great job. Buddy, get back on track. You don't enter the rodeo if you can't even straddle a calf.
Let's go back.
Okay, you got the basics, you should be fine. That is, if by some chance you find yourself in a NASCAR race without a single damn opponent. What you hear, pal, is the sound of the cavalry. And they're coming for you. These guys want what you want. Show me you want it more, and you might be part of my team. If you like. I know a watering hole near this godforsaken place where they serve pretty decent beer. As long as you like the taste of old whale piss. But right now you're racing to be the main driver for Team Henson. And there's only one spot for that position. So let's go racing, boy! On the attack. In this race, friends. You can go for a drink together afterwards if you like. I know a watering hole near this godforsaken place where they serve pretty decent beer. As long as you like the taste of old whale piss. But right now you're racing to be the main driver for Team Henson. And there's only one spot for that position. So let's go racing, boy! Forgotten turn 4, had you? Coming back right now. Now, gentlemen, it would be wise to take a look at your fuel gauge. momentum, 61. Slipping like you're driving on ice. They probably want to become figure skating champions, doing pirouettes or some such. Not on my track. Come back to the pit. On them rear view mirrors now, boys. Danger can come from anywhere in NASCAR. For me, danger struck in '77 in Data, and I had to face my old teammate, that old bastard Sinclair. Anyway, watch your backs. You're almost there, 61. Don't give up. Done, 61. I guess you're part of the team now. Stay put. I'll ring you soon.
Well, that was fast.
We're heading to the city, buddy. This NASCAR MOTORFEST Tour is organizing a new qualifying round for its tournament. And driver 61 from Team Henson will be on the starting grid.
What great news!
Oh, yeah. I'm going to bring the Thunderbolt by on a truck. She's an older lady, so it pays to pamper her some before a race like this. We'll be waiting for you there. Get your second chance, buddy. Don't be late. Damn, got another telemarketer at my door. I'm going to give them a piece of my mind. See you, fellas.
Here we go again, but this time as a team. become a live driver. Oops. I believe the competition is getting to me a little. The NASCAR spirit, I suppose.
Hello, Honolulu, and welcome to the broadcast of the final qualifying round for the NASCAR MOTORFEST Tour Tournament.
Whoa, colossal stakes here, Bob. All these guys dream of becoming professional drivers, but it's time to stop dreaming if they want to make it to speed paradise.
Amen to that. And some came with very serious intentions, like driver 61, who is trying to qualify for the second time.
I admire these stubborn people, but sometimes, Bob, we're just not cut out for this sport. Although I've got to admit, I'm very curious about his choice of team.
You're talking, of course, about Roy the Miracle Henson, the former NASCAR driver who is the new crew chief for Car 61.
Oh, wow, that guy was a rock star. Undoubtedly the greatest hope in the 1970s, before unfortunately being struck down in his prime by the sport. It's incredible seeing him come back to the world of NASCAR.
That's right, Sean. So let's wish him a glorious comeback.
This is your moment, buddy. So stay focused and above all, drive smart.
The green flag is in the air, and we are racing in a purely urban race here in Hawaii. This is the first time Honolulu is hosting NASCAR, and the track is very interesting.
Despite these 8 corners, this circuit is designed for speed. 2 very long straights will encourage these drivers to keep their foot on the gas, but that is where they've got to be careful.
The green flag is in the air, and we are racing in a purely urban race here in Hawaii. The green flag is in the air, and we are racing in a purely urban race here in Hawaii. This is the first time Honolulu is hosting NASCAR, and the track is very interesting.
Despite these 8 corners, this circuit is designed for speed. 2 very long straights will encourage these drivers to keep their foot on the gas, but that is where they've got to be careful. Each of these straights leads into a very punitive bend.
So, you're advocating measured acceleration?
Good heavens, no. I want what everyone else wants. Speed and drama.
Sean, you're a man of simple desires.
Everything okay, pal? If you negotiate it well, you won't need to slow down in the next 2 corners. Turn right, then left. Stay inside the corners, then accelerate. Come in. The team's ready.
Benson's car is returning to the race after a quick stop. Benson's driver has good pacing and is basically entering the second half of the race.
Roy Miracle Hansen is back in the game as crew chief, and I can't believe it. I had a poster of this guy in my room when I was a kid.
Yeah, that doesn't make us any younger. Wasn't it at a race in Talladega in 1977 that earned him the nickname Miracle?
And that's right. It was his own teammate, Burt Sinclair, who crashed into him on the penultimate lap. Roy rolled over 8 times, and believe it or not, the old guy drove away unscathed to finish the race.
8 rolls? Oh, how do you expect the audience to believe that, my friend?
Racing cars were tough as nails back then, Bob. Roy and his car survived, but his hopes for the title did not. He finished too low in the standings. For Roy, that race was a miracle and a nightmare. A real setback.
Well, let's hope that 61 will see a better ending today.
That remains to be seen.
Your horse is ready for the next ride. Someone got up on the wrong side of the bed. Speedway's your kingdom, kid. Move, that's for the best. You're going back in. Come on, buddy. I know you'll give everything. You're in the last lap. Racing.
And Team Henson has a date at the Kaho'olawe Speedway. 61 is the last driver to qualify for the big tournament. What a comeback!
What was bound to happen has happened. Well done, driver. This is a milestone in your quest to become a real NASCAR driver. Though it's only the beginning. The real competition starts now.
You on your way, buddy? Well, no Thunderbolt for the big league, but I got new stickers to represent the team. Pretty proud of myself for negotiating this deal with Nichols Pickles. I love their dill pickles.
What was that?
What the hell's going on?
Someone is trying to bump into us. I'm trying to reach them.
This moron's gonna ruin the paint job.
Hey, sorry, friend. I didn't see you there.
Sounds like an obvious lie.
Oh, wait, you're the one who crashed into the wall during the qualifying race, right? Yeah, it's you. Remember me?
Driver, this man is Jimmy Wolf. He pushed you into the wall back then.
Oh, come on. Water under the bridge. But I'm glad to see you're back and... Woo! On Team Henson? I didn't even know that old guy was still alive.
What did that young dumbass fence postmaster say? He's about to get my son 12 food up his ass.
I didn't understand a word, CC Top. Well, 6-1, the tournament hasn't started, and I'm not fully awake yet. I need a little stimulation. What about a little challenge? First to reach the starting grid inside the speedway? Come on, it'll be fun. Just try not to drive too close to the wall.
That idiot reminds me of that son of a gun Sinclair. Teach him a lesson.
Normally, I would say not to rise to this kind of provocation. But
Check out my car, 6-1. I'm an Omni guy now. These guys are rich, like loaded. And you got the old geezer. Man, I always feel bad for the little ones.
Let's try that again.
This time, but don't get any ideas. It won't be the same in the tournament. Here we go. Forget that I owe a gym. There's much more at stake here. You're competing in the first quarterfinal of the tournament in a packed stadium with people from all over the US. No pressure. Well, maybe a little. After all, pressure is part of the game.
Hello, and welcome to our coverage of NASCAR here in Hawaii. The very first race of what promises to be an epic tournament, just the way we like it. And now, Sean, how about a quick recap of what's coming in the competition?
32 drivers will compete in 4 quarterfinals, with the top 16 qualifying for the semifinals. Only then will we know which 8 drivers will reach the finale.
Simple and efficient. And things here are going fast, friends. The first quarterfinal is about to start.
It's showtime! Everybody ready? Set, go!
And we're off for the first race under the beautiful Hawaiian sun. What a way to start the competition. It's a good start for Kyle Larson from the pole position. With Byron in car 24, we've got 2 Hendrick Motorsports drivers in this quarter final.
We know how well this team performs. It's the most successful in NASCAR history, with over 300 victories and 19 titles. And believe you me, they are not here to mess those numbers up.
Last move, that's for the best. doing a good job. Break as little as possible, girl. Focus on speed and trajectories and corners for the first laps. Let's find our pace, buddy.
We just heard Roy Henson, Team Henson's crew chief, giving advice to his driver. Oval tracks are different from road circuits. There are far fewer speed changes and braking maneuvers, but you need to know how to manage constant high speeds and drafting. Not easy for a rookie, but 61 has made it this far and seems determined.
You know how much I like Roy Henson. Honestly, I don't think this driver lacks a bit of experience at this level of the game. There won't be any miracles this time.
Oh, really? Well, I can see him making it to the final. I would bet my new fishing boat on it.
Bet accepted.
Hey, that was a figure of speech, Sean.
Too late.
Come on, don't be a child.
I remember a much younger boulder bot that would never back out. So what now, old man? Are you a man or a mouse?
Good heavens, you're putting me at risk with my Giselle. She'll kill me if I lose that boat. But what the heck? I take that bet. But if 61 does it, I'm taking your Corvette, the 71 Stingray.
Yes, that's my hombre. Easy win.
We'll get your machine breathing again. Hit this lap. Cowboy will soon be running on fumes. You just made that crowd stand up. You're going back in. Well, shoot, I gotta admit this Mustang here is more powerful than my good old Thunderbolt. You're hitting an average speed of 180 miles per hour. That's goddamn wild. Damn, you just schooled that kid. Attaboy.
Nicely done.
Don't forget to refuel that beast.
And the drivers are now halfway through the race. We are seeing very different pit lane strategies. Number 8 Bush has been called in by Team RCR for a refueling stop. How about a word about RCR Wiki, Sean?
My friend, hard to talk about RCR without mentioning the Hall of Famer Dale Earnhardt. 6-time Cup Series champion with this team between 1986 and 1994. Undoubtedly one of the greatest.
Yes, indeed, he will always remain a legend in the sport. And maybe today's race will give birth to other legends. 4 more laps, gentlemen.
Team Henson just put their driver back on track.
Watching the NASCAR MOTORFEST Tour quarterfinal with just a few laps to go before we find out who will be in the semifinals. Team Henson's getting ready to attend to their driver.
Your stallion is down for more. I hope you're too. Mind your gas gauge, kiddo.
A pit stop for 61.
Your horse is ready for the next ride.
61 is on the attack. He was touched!
So we're going home already. Well, like they say, sometimes you eat the bar and sometimes you don't.
this playlist. The next experience we have in store will knock your socks off. It's the product of a unique partnership. The MOTORFEST is teaming up with one of the most colourful crew of automotive influencers you can find on the web, Donut Media. Guys are the real deal. Their philosophy that cars are for everyone, combined with their electric energy, makes their content stand out like, I quote, a buff horse in a pasture of ponies.
I got a question for you guys, and buckle up, Buttercup, cause it's a doozy. Frickin' lightning, baby! Boom! Listen up, you buff horses. I've got 7 questions that you need to answer by getting behind the wheel of some of the most iconic cars the world has ever seen.
Here we go.
Boom! The car world is made up of rivalries and unanswered questions. You need to settle them once and for all. More power, baby! Will it be easy? I don't think so.
That's why I love it. He gives the people what they need to hear.
Lightning, 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 lightning!
And in the end, I need you to answer the biggest question of them all. Who rules the streets?
That is the most badass thing I have ever heard of.
More power, baby!
This is Rule the Streets. Rolling! To the next objective. We're not staying in Honolulu just yet. We'll be joining the donut team at the bottom of the mountain. The next one is bound to be breathtaking.